It's looking like the next Tomb Raider game is actually going to be fully open world, and this comes from V Scooper on Twitter, who says that the next Tomb Raider game will be fully open world and it's going to be set in India. It's going to feature vast sceneries, free use of a motorcycle, parachute, and common Lara traversal methods to unrestrictedly navigate across a big map and its challenges. So it seems like they're not just going to make it an open world, they're going to make it a big ass open world, and the culture that they have in India is going to be very pretty to explore, and a lot of stuff to see. So I think it's going to be really nice and really cool in that sense. However, you have a lot of pros and cons when it comes to making a game open world. There was some conversation not too long ago, maybe a couple years ago, two years ago or something like that, where are games being too bloated? Are open world games becoming too big, too open world? Because you were getting a lot of releases back to back where games were humongous and it took hours and hours to complete. Sometimes some people don't want that. Sometimes people want maybe a 10 to 12 hour game that's linear and gets to the point. But if you're getting every AAA release and you're making it open world for the wrong reasons, it just becomes boring. It becomes dull. It becomes repetitive. And gaming in general is pretty repetitive when you think about it. I recently just played the God of War series. Well, it's a lot of doing the same things over and over and over again. Call of Duty, if you're playing the story mode, it's the same thing kind of over and over and over again. Spider-Man is kind of the same thing over and over again. Any game that you play, it's repetitive in some way. So the argument that, it just becomes repetitive, it's whatever, because gaming has always been somewhat repetitive and it's still fun and it makes it great. However, I really enjoyed Tomb Raider and I really enjoy the Survivor trilogy. Like I've said a million times on the channel now, I enjoy Tomb Raider and I love the character and I want to see more of her, and I'm excited for this new game. But now with the news of it being open world, there's excitement there for me, but a little bit of like skepticism as well, a little bit of, is it the right thing to do with Tomb Raider? Maybe they can set the premise that, she's in India and there's a bunch of like tombs to explore all over the place. So you get to travel and explore them as much as you like, and you continue to follow a story, and it might make sense. Assassin's Creed has done it with their nowhere open world games. So many other games have done it with their open world games, and it can work. But just Tomb Raider in general, I like the structure that it had before, kind of sandboxy, kind of, you can explore, but don't go exploring too much. You can see a couple things, but don't go too far out. I kind of enjoyed that, but I don't know. It looks like they really want to try something different, really try something big. And with the new design of Lara, the new clothing that she's going to wear, she's really coming into her Tomb Raider. She is now the Tomb Raider. She's building up to become the Tomb Raider. She's a Tomb Raider. I'm sure they're going to make her more action-oriented, more badass, more whatever. A lot of the complaints that a lot of people had for the Survivor trilogy may not be there anymore. And I think they're trying to make it so different and make it like such a big jump that going open world is the next big step. And I think that the game can have a lot of potential to be great. I'm a little, like I said, skeptical about the open world just because I don't know how I'm going to feel in that environment, since I'm used to playing Tomb Raider, I guess, a little bit more restricted. But it's something that, I am willing to try out and excited to see. And not only that, it's going to be cool to ride around in motorcycles, parachutes, do a bunch of different stuff. I can already imagine you'll probably drive your motorcycle to a mountain, climb it, go inside of a tomb, come out, jump out, and you got a big ass parachute and you're gliding around. Might be really, really fun. And who knows, it might be the next big step for these exploration types of games. But what do you guys think? Are you embracing the open world? Is this something you want to see? Or would you like to continue on the more linear sandboxy type of Tomb Raider? Now, however, I would remind all of you guys that this is only a rumor, so everything that I just said, take it with a grain of salt, because it could be completely wrong and off the mark.